Hi, thank you for checking out my video. If you're new here, my name is Lulu and I come from Toronto. And if you've been here before, then thank you very much for coming back. Today, I'm going to do some Halloween decorating. I'm going to decorate the top of this cabinet and this table. And the theme is going to be dark academia. So as the name implies, it's going to be dark and spooky and gothy, but it's not going to be gory. I'm going to use mostly vintage things and mostly things I already had on hand. Now, if you're more interested in seeing the final product, I'm going to skip ahead now and show that part first. Then, if you want to hear about the items and where they came from and actually see the displays come together, then stick around for that part. Now on with the show. started by hanging some artwork. This is a piece that my friend made a long time ago. It's a silkscreen or block print. These were greeting cards that she had made because she was helping with an Andy Warhol party. So she had made those cards for that, and I liked them so much that she framed them for me and gave them to me as a gift for Christmas one year. This lacy piece of fabric is something new. That is the one new item that I bought for this display this year. This world-famous photographs book is something I've had for a long time, and that the copyright is 1940. Then I have a French-English dictionary that I actually used in high school, back at the days when people still used paper dictionaries, but it's actually really quite old. It had been my mother's before I used it. And then this copy of Dracula and Frankenstein, that is my husband's. This little figurine of speak no evil, see no evil, hear no evil monkeys is a little piece that I got from my mother a long time ago. I'm going to say a long time ago quite a bit because there's lots of long time ago stuff. That's a silver tray or silver plated tray that I got at the thrift store not a long time ago. And then this is an actual, that's a real plant, a coleus that I had brought inside to overwinter last year, and I cut off the branches and rooted them in water, but I was left with that part, and I thought it made a good spooky tree, so I kept it on a table for like an entire year, this dead plant. The baubles come from Michael's a few years ago. I got them in the after holiday sale. Now these next pieces are what inspired this whole look. This is a coffee and tea set that is an heirloom of my husband's family, and we were very grateful to receive it. It's engraved from 1913. It has a really big tray that goes with it as well, but I didn't use it in this display. And the creamer. And the sugar bowl. And here I mean to be showing you the bowl and the candle, but it's a silver plated bowl that I got from the thrift store that I have a candle inside. And then another thrifted item, this candlestick. This teapot shaped lamp is something that my husband Nick gave me for my birthday one year, and it came with a different lampshade, but I got this black one at the thrift store, and then I hung that fringe on it with glue. And then I made a crown of crocheted stars to go around it, which I actually made for winter decorating, but I think it works well for this theme as well. Here's a vase that I like to include in whenever I can in decorating. It was something that a very good friend of mine gave me who has now passed away. And this Adam and Eve mug is something that Nick gave me, and it's kind of cheeky in that when you put hot liquid in it, the leaves that are covering their private parts disappear. And then there's a stainless steel apple paperweight that I thrifted not too long ago. And then a little pumpkin gourd just for color. Now moving over to the green table, I've got this Raikou vase that we received as a wedding present. So I know that's nearly 23 years old because we are having our 23rd anniversary next month. And here's a stack of books that includes another dictionary and my diaries from 1999 to 2003, and then a compilation of ghost stories, which suits the theme. Here's another compilation of ghost stories, the Virago Book of Ghost Stories, and this one's interesting in that the 34 stories are all written by women, and some of them are as old as over 150 years old. This compilation was published first published in '87, but this version comes from 1990. And this carved wooden canister is something my husband has had for quite a long time. I don't know exactly how long because he had it before we were married. There's a little doily. And this little china plate is something that I've recently thrifted. It's got an image of Iron Bridge on it that goes over the Iron Bridge Gorge in England. And that bridge was built in 1779. I thought that had a spooky, gothy look to it. Another little pumpkin for color over here. And here we have the Illustrated Home Library Encyclopedia, and it's the version A to AMM. I actually found this. Somebody had put it out in a box with a free sign on it, so I picked that up, and it's got a copyright of 1957. There's a little silver plate with a crystal paperweight that had belonged to my husband's Aunt Lucy. And this camera belonged to my father-in-law, and my husband remembers having his picture taken with it when he was a little kid. This is a vintage notebook. These are photographs that I took of an old building here in Toronto, and it currently houses the Royal Conservatory of Music. It was originally built in 1881 for McMaster University. It is said to be haunted, and a paranormal investigative group actually spent the night there one time with all their equipment and everything. And there are quite a few tales of people seeing ghosts. And my friend works there, and she was doing ghost tours around Halloween, so I went on one. I didn't see any ghosts, but she showed me some of the areas that were where the ghosts were seen the most. And that room that I'm pointing to, the window I'm pointing to, is one of the rooms that the ghost has been seen looking out that window. Here are 3 keys, old keys, and these were actually used. The big one was used by, I got that from my grandparents when I was a kid, and the other 2 we got from Nick's Aunt Lucy, but those were all keys that were used by members of our family way back when. There's a vintage necklace from the 70s, I think, of an owl. I'm going to tie it around there. And above that, I'm going to hang a black wreath that I crocheted, and I'm going to attach a couple of bows to it. One is just a bow that I made from some ribbon, and the other one is a bow that was a hair tie. I've never used it as a hair tie, but I really liked the sparkly sequins when I saw it, so I picked it up to decorate with. I'm hanging that from a nail that was already there with a thread. And then using that same nail, I'm going to hang this photograph. This was a photograph that the father of one of my friends took way back when. And when he gave me the print, I remember he wasn't that pleased with the contrast. It wasn't sharp enough for his liking. And so I bought some inks, and I painted the contrast right on top of the print. And then above that, I have this bird wall hanging that was a gift from my sister. I think it probably comes from the 60s or the 70s. And that's going to go up on top. I got this whole section done, and then I realized that it really could use a vase of spooky flowers, so I put them in later. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked it, and I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel. Next, I'm going to be decorating this corner cabinet for Halloween using a theme that's very close to my heart. So I hope you'll come back and see that one. Bye for now.